We got our OG badge bro, one of our old time friends here, Neumy2, joining us fresh off of hopefully, maybe for the first time in his career, having the sex. We're not sure, but now he is a wed man. He just had himself a beautiful honeymoon. We're going to hear all about it. And then we got tons of stuff to talk through that's going down on the platform. Obviously, we had a very interesting scenario yesterday following our integrity conversations on off and on the clock. We actually had a situation arise, so we'll touch briefly on that, and then we'll jump in to the baseball streets. I mean, the morning slate is crazy. There's a whole bunch of pitchers being scratched and stuff like that. So if you're playing the morning slate, there's 20 minutes left in that fresh one. Make sure you get your swap options in there. But first things first, Neumy2. Thank you so much for bringing back the $25 contest last night, because as the definitive back-to-back two-time dunk returns again and returns yet again champ, I went ahead and took Logan Thomas in both my drafts there. And the structure was not perfect because I finished second and third, and they should be awarded about the same amount of money as first, in my opinion. But yeah, thank you for bringing back some cool contests to the platform, bro.
Yeah, no. I got the itch. I got back Tuesday and had to kind of get back in the swing of things and see how things were going. But yeah, I immediately was just like, the Eric Andre let me back in me, where I'm just like, let me start cooking. So stuff was filling. So you have to service the people. And I will say, I already had a couple of people mention today, why is it a 4-person slate? I was preemptively trying to look ahead, and Boston weather, I have a screenshot. Now, I did not look at the hourly. My bad. I just saw the daily, and then it went by day, and it just showed 99% rain. So I'm like, I don't want to have to cancel the slate, yada, yada. Let's just make it a 4-person on a 4-gamer. But hey, whatever, you're going to have a nice no ADP slate on the main. So that's why that happened. And of course, now I looked at Ross weather and immediately it was green, yellow. So fun stuff.
Well, even so, like, just being preemptive like that is like pretty sharp, dude. So good move on your behalf. I like that you did the first slate as a 4-gamer. 4-person drafts as well for the 3-gamer, just because there was a long relief option in there as well, which mucks up the pitching a good bit. So if we were trying to go 6 and drafting 6 now, especially with all these swaps coming down, it just makes it so much cleaner. But yeah. Nez, what's up, bro?
No, I just another storm rolling through here, Dallas. So I'm down in the office. Bria's got some content to make for herself, so I get shunned to the office level down in these apartments. And yet another storm coming through. But hopefully, the trees can stay in their roots this time. But yeah, I almost had a little bit of success in the baseball slate yesterday. Had probably more Lane Thomas than 99% of the field. But, when that's paired with Shota Imanaga and CJ Abrams every single time, not going to have a lot of success, but we're getting close. We're getting close to
directionally accurate, I believe we call that, Nez.
Directionally accurate? Yeah, I'll take it. Put it on the tombstone, as they say.
Yeah, that's great. Neumy, bro, let's hear about the wedding. Let's hear about the honeymoon. Was it local? How close was it to you? What was it? Golf course, hotel? What are we working with?
Yeah, I'll just run down quick. It's local. It was 45 minutes from, I'm going to just quickly move this down. Cool. All right. Yeah, it was local, 45 minutes from the hometown. My wife, now I have to stop with the fiance. We've been saying fiance so much. Her parents moved basically to this 45 minutes away to the town where we got married. That's 45 minutes from my hometown, like when she went to college. So that's how we have this there, and which was kind of fun. So when the summers we went back, it was like a quick, like she would go there and I would only be 45 minutes away. So there was a winery there that they went to a lot and they fell in love with it. I actually have never been until this winter, which was great. But yeah, Thursday just golfed in my hometown at a fun little par 3 with the groomsmen and the pa. Went back, had some beers, Then Friday, just dinner with everyone, met everyone, just the constant, greeting, having to go like this. You're having a conversation for literally 2 seconds with someone, and all of a sudden you have to turn around and greet someone else. Nez will get this. John, maybe not so, because we're nerds, and I don't. Maybe this isn't nerdy, but just kind of like more childish. But the Disney crossover, That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana, where you have like the three.
You're losing me.
Okay, well,
but continue with the metaphor.
I'd be like, I got you. Having where only I would be with her side of the family, which is 3 brothers, and like it's crazier than my side. My side's more, but it's like. So I crossed over my friends and her friends with like our 2 families, and it was just so weird seeing them all together.
Right.
Yeah. Sunday was an absolute movie from start to finish. It was great. I told you guys the pictures that people have seen. Like, I was the kid that wasn't going to dance. I never danced at weddings. I just don't. I never had any alcohol in me. I was an introvert and all that, but I got some alcohol in me. It was great. And next thing you know, I did the mother son dance to kick it off, and then I swooped in and got her after she did the father and bride dance, and I was the first one on the floor and the last one on the floor. I will say,
nice.
like, I quite literally. It's a funny story. I snapped so aggressively and so hard that I tore off my skin. It's fine now. Like, it healed, but like there was just I was like, oh, what the heck? And like giant flap of skin because I was just freaking going.
You were snapping?
I thought this was going to be a Neumy tilt story. I was like, Neumy can't even go to his own wedding and not have a Neumy tilt moment. And he's just snapping, baby.
Yeah, I'm just snapping, having a great time. I'm telling you,
like a Tim Robinson sketch. Like, you're like, dude, you're bleeding on everybody, and you're just like,
oh, dude,
my
aunt and uncles are like, what? Like they quite literally came up to me at 9 and like they're starting to dance because they're like, what happened to you? Like, what is going on? I'm just like, I pointed to her and I'm like, yeah, they're like, and they went up to her and hug. It was just everyone started. It was great. It was a great time.
I do have a question. What was the song that you and your wife danced to for your first dance?
You Make It Easy. By it was country. I've never listened to it, but it was great.
Never listened to it.
Let her.
She just rolled with it.
It was by Jason. Is it Jason Aldean? No,
it's a Morgan.
He's a country singer.
It's a Morgan Wallen song.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. I was gonna say you might know, but she played it. Is it Morgan Wallen? You Make It Easy? Is that by Jason Aldean? Yeah.
Oh, so it's like the old version. Oh,
yeah,
like old Jason Aldean.
Yeah. So I will say, listen to that, and then me and my mom danced to "Forever Now" by Michael Bublé, Mr. Bublé. So
nice.
So that was great.
Kid.
Yeah. It was awesome. Yeah, it was just everything was great. I didn't think it was going to be quite literally that much fun. And then the honeymoon was even great. Like, shout out CLT, your state is great. Like, Michigan is quite literally unreal. I know you said you're not really familiar with the UP. I never went close to that. We were originally going to go to Maine, but after we kind of looked at each other Sunday and Monday, we're just like, yo, we're dead tired, and we already got to drive 6 hours to our first stop. But once we got 2 hours out of the city, it was northern part of Wisconsin, northern part of Michigan, UP, unreal. Like, we stopped 20 different times. They have roadside parks where you can just, people literally were just like, oh my God, like I had to get a Band-Aid on there. So like, cause I was it was crazy. I wasn't bleeding. It was just, I
forgot that Neumy gets distracted by the chat when I put shit on the comments.
Oh, of course. It's nothing changed.
Dude,
I haven't been.
I love that. Like, you took to Michigan so much that you don't even call the Upper Peninsula the Upper Peninsula. Like, it's UP. Like, everyone knows. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like
everywhere. Yeah, sorry, it is the Upper Peninsula. It is, and like, no,
everybody knows about the oven mitt, Neumy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's no, up there's it's honestly, like, there was people, because we really like scenic byways and getting on these roads where it's just like you're going quite literally 30 miles an hour and just looking. There was this one called Tunnel of Trees. And it's like, Michigan is going literally alongside your top side Superior, bottom side Michigan, Lake Michigan, a little bit of Huron, and then Michigan, Huron. They're on so it's just like there's over nearly 4,000 miles of like shoreline, and it's crazy. Like, we're looking at these crazy houses, doing that, and like, it was awesome. Like, from each destination to get to a destination, we were taking scenic byways and doing all this stuff, and yeah, I mean, we stopped in Traverse City, Michigan, which for anyone that hasn't been there I would advise just literally looking it up right now. There's quite literally 2 different peninsulas, and it's just 2 giant bays. So it is
Beautiful.
gorgeous. And we just spent multiple days doing that, going to breweries. It was awesome. I put
That's
the phone
cool.
away. I put the phone away, and luckily there was I saw you a couple times. We were just like, Newmy's on PTO because like the first couple days I was like,
dude, I was like, we made it pretty clear that like you are getting married and you're going on your honeymoon. Like I think what we need to start doing is bullying people in the Discord. Like if you're not watching our shows like once a week, like you need to like pay a tax to be posting in our threads. Like we made it very clear it is your wedding week and your wedding and your honeymoon, and people are out here mentioning you in fucking Discord because of like a picture that like didn't swap or some shit. Like have some respect.
Could you imagine Neumy just like getting ready to walk down the aisle? He's just like staring at like a crutches message about like the late swap options not working in hoops or some shit.
Oh my goodness!
God. Like he's just like stressing so hard.
Neumy, give Daniel Lynch the out tag. Daniel Lynch.
Wait, actually, right now?
No,
I thought the singer thing was happening, but no, that was funny. That was good. I did eventually just I put the phones on strictly on do not disturb mode, and it was a vibe. It was a vibe. Like at one point I wasn't even looking at the phone. It was just her just with directions and stuff. And it was fun because we had a brand new car. We have it's fun because we have, like a fancy screen and everything for us. So we haven't had that. So it's fun being able to like have all that. So it was great.
It's cool that you guys did that for your honeymoon. I love that you guys like did a road trip like that. Like not, I feel like a lot of people maybe like feel like they need to go to like a tropical destination or something like that. But you guys like doing something that was like very much your vibe by the sounds of it. That's dope.
Yeah, we did
still fighting over that one. Like just what we're gonna do.
Oh, we wanna do it, but we spent so much on the wedding, and like I think we're gonna plan to do it like when we can get like just more planning and stuff. Because I was quite literally in charge of the honeymoon, and I was like kind of last second. I had Maine and all that. I just didn't really think it through for a week. And I was like, driving there is going to be an absolute. I'm like, wow, this is a dumb idea now that I really, really think of it. But yeah, no, I mean, we quite literally went to Colorado like 5 different times to visit my grandma a couple times for concerts. So yeah, that was quite literally our thing. We had people in the family like, oh, a road trip immediately after. That's normally road trips is when kind of things go downhill. It's like, no, like,
oh my God,
it's me getting on a plane and all of a sudden having that too. And then having a freaking delay or anything like this and traveling. It's like, no, like we did whatever. Like so many times I'd be like, she'd be like, where are you going? I'm like, roadside park. And she'd be like, oh, we'd stop, take 3 pictures, get back on the road and go. It was awesome. So it was,
that sounds great, man.
It was unreal. I have nonstop pictures and just, I'm now a book.
Oh yeah. We're going to make a bunch of memes out of them. Don't you worry. Those pictures are going to last forever, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roger. Honestly, Roger might get one up with that. I honestly, that photo is great. Like, cause
you're the new Roger. I mean, wow.
I think my mom literally, oh man, there's 2 things I think she said, but I don't know when she said something and I just I just quite literally lost it. But yeah. Enough about me. It was great. So,
well, I'd love to hear it, man.
It's good. Yeah, we'd love to hear it. Love to have the catch up. Shout outs GMs in the chat to everybody. Got lots of nice comments coming in your way here, Neumy and stuff like this. But we got to hit on a couple things. Our guy GA, man, took down a puck slate last night. Big shouts to GA.
Oh, love no way.
Yeah, the definitive in the chat puck expert on a day-to-day basis.
The blindest of all squirrels.
I love it. But GA is asking what I'm wearing, and I am wearing in Neumy's honor my definitive Mavs fan for life, aka attended one basketball game and got the shirt for free, but had to come on and troll our guy Neumy a little bit. Neumy, how are you feeling about the Wolves tonight? We got ourselves a 3-1 series. They're coming back home. How are you feeling about the Wolves, dude?
I've just said a bunch of people, it's fun to at least have like a Minnesota team in a conference final, conference championship, whatever you want to call it. The outcome's not great. but it stings a little bit more when I mean, all of the games were so winnable and we're winning and all that. Like, so, yeah, it was tough watching game one, getting real pumped, honeymoons, and all of a sudden just quite literally like it was some lows, and the wife knew immediately, like when I would just turn it off and turn it off, she'd just be like, they lose. I'm like, yep. She wouldn't say a word, and I just roll over and be like, we're just gonna sleep this off and just
That's
forget
love,
about
baby.
it.
That's marriage material, if you ask me.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was funny. You guys know me. Like I get into it. Honestly, like I'm not trying to say that honeymoon and just simply stepping back has changed me, because I haven't been looking at anything and seeing the trolls and stuff. But it's funny because I told my dad, like, just knowing of the trolls and how they talk about like Towns when he did well in game 7, and he was quite literally like the X factor, and he propelled us there. I was texting my dad, like, yeah, like, how about those people hating on Cat, like all this stuff, like he stepped up when it matters most. And then we're down 0-3 and he's doing how he's doing. I'm just like, yeah, I jinxed him. Whoops, my bad. Like that's on me. Like, hand up, you know what I mean? Like, quite literally. No, it's funny. It's funny that people get to see Cat in the limelight, because like all of this nonstop stuff that he's doing that everyone's seeing now, like I've seen it for 7 years. Like this ain't nothing new. It's Cat.
Yeah,
so whatever.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
Chip bringing up an interesting point though, that like right now the live odds for the series is plus 400.
Yeah, don't get into. I have all the scenarios in my head. Like, oh, it's a. You win
the
tonight.
scenario is they win 3 straight games.
Well, correct. But it's like you start getting in my head is like basically a first take show, and it's 3 different people, and they're all my consciousness, where it's like, hey, if they win 3 games, if they win game 5 tonight, they have to go back there. And all of a sudden now the pressure's on now the pressure's kind of on Dallas, because you can't lose that. Now go back and have to have a game 7 when you're up 3-0. All these different things have happened, but it's like, I'm just going to watch and expect like it's, I hope it's not a blowout at home, and I don't know, but should be fun. I don't know. The tickets are kind of affordable, like $140, but do I want to spend $140 with fees to watch
$140 for a playoff game? Fuck yeah, go.
Yeah, we don't got much hope here, I guess, in Minnesota, but
I mean, dude, I'll say it. I thought that this Wolves team was better than the Mavericks, man. But when in the playoffs, it's just such a more of a condensed game that like I probably didn't give it enough credit, where it's like who has like, the 2 better, like
guards.
Yeah,
the 2 best guards on the floor. Like
no, 100%. Luka's insane. Like there's nothing like Luka's. I mean, we all know it. Luka's a fucking dog, and yeah, when he cooked Rudy, like I was kind of mad that they switched. Like I feel like they could have got away with Jaden being on there. Which is also just another funny thing. Like all the people like, oh, he shouldn't have won DPOY and all this stuff. I'm like,
oh, dude, don't even get me started.
What big has ever been successful at guarding guards? And then 2,
I know
that's not his specialty. So it's just funny, all this stuff. Like, of course, he's going to get cooked by smaller guards that are shifty. And 2, like Luka's like what, 6'10", almost 7 foot.
Yes.
Like when you look at him, so it's funny.
That was so many people were showing their ass on that one.
Yeah, no, it's tough. And I will say it's also just really tough, because like you look at it 3-0 and they're just none of it screams dominating Mavs. It just screams like right. Game 2 we gave it away, and then other 2 games we really just weren't. We struggled every end of the quarter. I swear to God, when it gets 2 minutes left, I just go, well, here comes a 7-0 run for whoever we're playing. Like, oh God, it's tough.
Well, the first 3 games was like separated by 4 points or something. Like these games are like a bucket aside, and the variance hasn't broke their way yet. But like the thing to cling on to is the fact that they haven't played their best basketball. Like I think they played way more solid, put together defensive basketball in the first series against Joker. Now maybe Joker is a better matchup for them, because they can do like the Rudy down low stuff, and Rudy doesn't get switched on to have to defend Luka. Maybe there is some truth to that, but like, what do you think they have to do to win this series, and what do you think they have to switch to do? Like, do you think the Naz Reid formula is working right now? Do you think they run like maybe Naz alongside Cat some more than they've been doing? What do you like?
It's tough, because like when I was on Twitter, I do like to follow Winky a lot, and like some of the stuff he was talking about, I immediately was kind of like, I think Kyle Anderson is going to play a little bit more of a factor in that. So like, I just think he's going to have to continue to play more just in general, because his length there. I'll just say this. Nez stated it, or you stated it. It was like 4 points in those 3 games, and Cat shot or dog shit. Like, so maybe if Cat hits a couple more threes, and obviously more things go their way, but I just think if Cat just continues to play a little bit more solid ball, maybe it's instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. And I think it could be like that. I just think I don't know. I'm not going to give you a straight up answer, but I think what they're doing on defense, they're continuing to adjust, because the Mavs are also continuing to adjust when they go in at halftime, and they're doing these different things. Like Luka's not a factor for a quarter and a half, and it's the Kyrie show, and then all of a sudden now they're faced with Luka for the next 4 minutes, and it's like quite literally he's the best basketball player in the world. So when they have the best basketball player in the series and the world on their team, or whatever, top 3, they have a little bit of an advantage there. And Ant needs a little bit of a growing up in these situations, which hopefully it helps, because he's shown a little immaturity in his decision-making. But yeah, I think it's just tough to play Luka and the Mavs. It's a tough little matchup for them in general. They match up really well, especially if Lively plays. So.
Okay. Yeah, I like that show. Yeah, I mean, I hope they do it for you. I hope they at least make this a really nice competitive series going forward here. The one thing that I keep thinking about is just the parallels between what the Lakers did last year and what the Mavs are doing right now. And they're completely different archetypes of players in terms of like Kyrie and Luka, but the way that they traded off games. You remember the running joke we had in the playoffs last year that it was like, this is going to be the LeBron game, this is going to be the AD game, this is going to be the LeBron. And they kept kind of like switching back and forth. They're kind of doing that. The Mavs are doing that with both of them on the floor right now, as you alluded to, like Neumy, where it's like, this is Kyrie's quarter, this is Luka's quarter, and they're playing with 5 guys out there, but they're running the offense through like 4 at times, and like having like active rest while they're still out on the floor. It's bizarre that they can get away with it. Like it's wild to me. Like they just take full possessions off.
Yeah, I think just the reason why they can do it is because Luka just standing in the corner is scary enough and puts 2 people swiveling their head. If he doesn't move for 24 seconds, he can do that for 5 straight possessions, and he's making the defense adjust just by being there. So like that, I think, it's a good, it is all matchups in the way they play this, which is why I love playoff basketball, is because you see the way they go in and all this, and like how they, I think just having Luka Doncic there is just, it's tough. It's tough for us. Even with our defensive like prowess, even with having Jaden and all that, because like you can see on a one-on-one scenario, the best player is going to cook a great defender, like more likely than not. Like Luka's going to get his. So, but yeah, I hope they can do it. I really hope they can do it.
Gypsy say Webby should have been defensive player of the year because he allowed.
I see no reason with it. Like I'm not one of the people that are like the T-Wolves fans that were literally, it's Rudy. Yeah, Wemby definitely was deserving of DPOY of the year. I think the awards are just kind of like lost for me at this point. Like, I mean, whatever, like, I don't know, like, there's kind of but yeah, no, I honestly, they're all 3 deserving up there. So yeah.
All right, that concludes our Wolves segment. Go Wolves tonight, despite my Mavs attire. Full troll drop. I got to give a shout out here. Brendo took down 2 baseball contests yesterday. I think he took down both the $3 ones. The daytime diamond one and the evening one. So big shouts to him there. And then Neumy, we got some underdog related questions for you. Couple ones here. The first one being, you guys threw out the tease image yesterday of the contest coming out. Can you provide any clarity on what the Calgary Flames logo and the marathon are going forward?
You'll know very, very shortly today.
Oh, okay.
So if Hope
that's what I'm talking about.
If Hope is watching, it could be soon. I'll just lay that out there. But if not while on here, within the afternoon, we'll have more of a little tease and info on there. So
that's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right.
Oh, I thought you lost power, Ness. I was like, oh shit, here he goes. The storms are coming, dude.
It's coming down right now, but we're safe. We're safe.
All right. Okay. So no answers from Neumy on that one. The other one we got to hit on is it's weird that it came on the backs of the integrity issue that we were just kind of like organically talking through yesterday, but the viral tweet that we saw amongst our community, basically a drafter on the site who is a black badge player. He started with this CJ Shroud double stack, and then he gets sniped by a player who already has the quarterback, who is a non-badge player at pick 59 there. CJ Shroud goes in front, and he just blows apart the draft for everyone by taking Tommy Hudson, shutout Arizona State, and a guy I'd never heard of from Nebraska. I don't know how to say his name. You want to crack at that, Nez?
I don't even remember the name.
Oh, it's on the screen right now. DeMornay.
So I'd have like
Pearsonell. DeMornay
Pearsonell. Yeah.
Pearsonell. All right, we're going with it. Neumy. So the question will be for you, what is the reaction to this kind of behavior? Does this warrant the draft being thrown out? And does this result in a player getting banned from the platform?
Yeah. So he was banned.
Okay.
And which it would have been caught with what we have going. So regardless of this being, tweeted out middle of draft and it ending, we would have seen it within the couple hours of it. But yeah, there's like anything like that, like where it's just like that, it's a ban. Like we do have for dailies, anything like that, we normally like to give the 3 strikes if it's kind of like a pick where they tank, but anything where it's straight egregious tanking like this, and you see the thing like that, and then they come out and say, yeah, it's gonna result in a ban. And if it happens also with the strikes, you will get the ban. So, and if you reach out, we will strictly tell you why. So, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with the notion there. I do think like intent matters in a big way, and this being objectively malicious, where you can see that he has 2 Houston players. You could see that he's pissed that CJ Shroud goes in front. And like, this is malicious in nature to ruin everybody else's time, right?
Correct.
Very, very
I mean,
clearly.
We've just seen instances where people just simply will join a draft. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know the sport, the rules, anything like that. So if an instance like that, we don't want to result in a boom, instant ban. Like you get the warning, you're reached out to. But in a case like this where someone knows what they're doing, yeah, there will be. So that was addressed there in a ban.
Okay,
cool. Anything else you want to hit on there, Nez, or can we move on?
No. Just I don't know. I don't have any remorse for it. I mean, it's very much inexcusable. So salute for the platform for getting him out of here. I mean, no, ill intent outside of that. I'm just glad he's off the platform and now we can leave him alone.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. Stop piling on Twitter. He's still a human being. GA, with the question that everybody needs the answer to, have my scroll downs ever been flagged for being so egregious that it looked like a player was tanking a draft?
No, they have not. No, they have not. Trust me.
Come on, save the brand, Neumy. Tell me that they've been flagged.
They've been egregious and just bad in general, but no, they have not been. They've not been flag or anything like that. Where they've just been golf at them and just typical John. So
that's pretty good. All right, cool. Let's turn the page here. Let's start ripping some drafts here. I think the daytime stuff is all but filled up. Is it not? Yeah. Okay. So we're back to dealing with a 4-game MLB slate that we'll talk through here. But I think we dust off the model in GA's honor, and we just rip 1 puck draft to start this thing off. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, dude.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking at a bunch of foreign names.
Whatever.
Whatever. 2-game puck slates, love them. Hopefully our guy, the defending champ GA, finds his way into this one. Hey guys, do us a favor. We got 204 of us watching right now. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, jump on over to the YouTube page, drop some comments and stuff for the future here. We come out every single day talking Underdog Fantasy. Whatever's running on the platform, we be drafting.
Yeah, John, I'm gone for like what, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and all of a sudden you're multi-streaming through Twitter now. Like, goodness gracious.
Figured shit
Gotta
out,
keep
dude.
up with the
I figured
times.
it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is.
All right. So whatever GA does, we're just gonna copy. How about that?
GA knows his stuff apparently. What did he stack? Did he have, or was he like?
We can look at the winner from last night. Yeah.
I didn't. Did he? Was it? Can we respect it?
Who am I looking?
It's very important.
NHL. Yeah, no, it was a well-constructed team here. Everyone in the Discord was saying, okay, so it's Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, who obviously play together, and then a Florida stack for Hagee, Barkov, Montour, and goalie. So well-constructed team, beautiful team. Lots of respect for that.
All right.
We are on the clock here. Connor McDavid goes 1-0-1. Do you guys want to do the Leon Draisaitl? Do you want to go to Tkachuk, Robertson? Who do you guys like?
Ooh, probably Robertson.
Oh, takes 1 3-goal game to get Nez back in on Jason Robertson.
Little Hattie. Is that what they say?
Yeah, little Hattie.
I say
the natural variety. Yeah, the people were saying last night in the Discord about the puck contest that it was the most tightly contested one they think they've ever seen. 12 points separating the cash line and first place.
Damn.
Yeah, 4 points separating. Yeah, it was something crazy like that. Correct me if I'm wrong there, guys, in the chat. For Hagee and Reinhart go there. I think we got to take either Leon or Tkachuk here.
Yeah, we're gonna let this guy take Draisaitl. Like, wouldn't you're gonna end up pissing off the whole community if you do that.
Okay, so no GM for him. We'll take this Leon.
Got to play a little defense.
All right. I also like making like the concerted bet on the same game environment too. That one just feels like, I know it hasn't fully resulted in it until last game, but it does feel like the more up tempo, more concentrated of the two.
Yeah, when you got Igor on the other side, there's not going to be a whole lot of scoring going on.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, speak of the devil there. Igor goes. See what our guy Eggers does here. Methinks it's going to be a Hyman or a Bouchard to stack with McDavid there.
Nobody likes these stars, huh?
Trocheck, yeah.
Hyman?
I think we... Say again?
Is Hyman there or no?
Yeah, you know what? I think we pass on Hyman, and I think we take Tkachuk. And we...
Just play the best plays?
Yeah, we play the best plays here. Be like 3 of the best plays are unique, and then we give ourselves a chance to stack. If GA goes Hyman Bouchard here, whatever, hat tip. But if one of them comes back, I think it's good.
GA is gonna. What's he rocking right now? 2 wings.
Double Florida, yeah, double Florida wings.
Yeah, he's pretty pissed right now.
Barkov and Miro. Now I think it's Bouchard for us here. You want Hyman or Bouchard?
I guess Bouchard, but I like Trouba.
Trouba doesn't really fit our team though, because then we'll be negatively.
Trouba fits every team. But don't you understand? When is this going to get through your thick skull that Trouba is the skeleton key no matter what, buddy? You're doing it to yourself.
Well, it guarantees that we end up with one piece negatively correlated if we do that. Okay, so there's the Florida stuff. He's got Dallas set up. This feels like we got to add a Dallas piece here. GA's not going to add a Dallas piece, which means we should take the Tendy first, and we should take Bobrovsky because it's the only non-correlated piece.
Let's take Sergeant Bobrovsky.
Officer Bobrovsky.
He's turning into his badge and gun today. He's putting up negatives for you.
Wyatt Johnson goes there. Yeah,
Otter wouldn't have made sense actually. Never mind.
Now we got our decision if we want to add Dallas, Edmonton, or Florida.
Is Rupee back on the line with Robertson?
Yeah, he was. He was playing on the first unit there with Robertson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and
it's Rupee.
Sagan. Rupe? All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. We are all in on a little bit of Dallas. So we end up with Draisaitl, Bouchard, Rupe Hintz, Jason Robertson, Matthew Tkachuk as a one-off, and then the cop, Sergei Bobrovsky as our Tandy.
Don't dupe us.
Don't dupe us. All right. Beautiful draft there. What do you guys say we talk a little bit of the MLB slate? Did you guys have any leans on the morning slate there? I know it was a little bit crazy. We had the Athletics starter change to Hogan Harris there, and then we had the Royals starter change to Daniel Lynch, which was low-key absurd to me because the Twins put out a full right-handed lineup about 2 hours before the starter had been scratched, and then all of a sudden you get a lefty in, and it was like the Twins knew all along. How come we didn't know all along? Yeah, but any thoughts on the morning slate, guys, just in general, what you ended up on, blah, blah, blah?
I only did the web gem, the top 5 contest, and my first 2 drafts, I took Brady Singer for my first round pick. Thought, hey, Twins strike out a lot, going righty on righty. What the hell's this? Let's go Brady Singer. Lo and behold, they tipped him off, and now it's I'm praying for Daniel Lynch swaps to save my skin. I like the Oakland A's here. I did a little bit of Rooker and Langoliers. They were going overlooked quite a bit. And what else did I do? I have some Cubs. I did a little bit of like everything, but mostly onslaughts, like 4-1s, just because that's like all I know.
I respect it. Yeah, the people seem to be digging that new contest, that new format, the $10 300 and what is it, Neumy, 336 entries, top 5 places paid. So we had one of those for this morning slate, and we had one of those for last night. I was bottom of the 9th there for the Angels. I was a Ward and or Rendifo and or Luke Raley knock away from taking down both slates last night.
Ooh.
If I get one of those, because they were in both lineups, both contests, but unfortunately they got on base, and then Logan O'Hoppe grounded into a double play, and Luke Raley just got a walk. But yeah, no, I'm kind of in lockstep with you there, Nez. I really liked, I mean, it's not going to surprise anybody that I really liked Rays versus lefty this morning. That was kind of like my go-to. Liked the Rays a lot. I think the safest game for bats was definitely Cubs and Brewers. And then I was the same as you, man. I was attacking the shit out of Brady Singer until we got that. So I'm praying to the swap gods because I had 70% Brady Singer. Astros Mariners not on any slate. Neumy, is that just because like when we're drafting, we'll get 3 lineups for this morning game, and then it doesn't obviously fit on the late one? Or in the future, would you guys include this 4th game to make the morning slate of 4? What's the thought process that goes into that?
Simply seen a lot of response where people just enjoy it when they can get a slate in when they have the information and they don't have 2 lineups so they have to wait for. I mean, I'm happy to open that up for a single game and let people sit and go it. But yeah, it's normally when it's kind of like a 2-3 hour difference. Those weird 4 to like 6 o'clock games will kind of be left off slates. And normally we won't make a turbo one just because of the way drafting works. It's just, it's already so much of a time to put into one slate. Like if we add a turbo, so, it just takes away. So normally it'll be left off. If the community and a lot of the buzz is they would actually, you guys would rather have that game added on there. So it's a 4-gamer. Maybe it is slate dependent, and maybe I'll play it by ear where I'll be checking weather and I'll see like, hey, 2 of the 3 games are kind of weather sketchy. I have to add this one in. So it does kind of play in with that. But yeah, I just fun little quick 3-gamer done, by the time the main starts. You don't have to worry about that leggy game behind. So
yep.
Yeah. Like it. Respect that a lot. I am learning now in the chat from everybody here that Daniel Lynch now has a Roman numeral adjacent to his last name. That adjusts the ranks, people. Because if you get because if you add a junior, a senior, a Roman numeral to the back of the jersey, your Madden ranking instantly goes up 5 points. Like instantly. Man, I gotta change the swap options real quick. Make sure I get 100% Daniel Lynch on the first slate.
Yeah, no, he had that last year. We just haven't noticed it much because he's just been chilling in Omaha for like the majority of the season, so he didn't get a chance to recognize it.
Dude, once upon a time, he was a big deal. Like, he was throwing 99 from the left side. People thought he was going to come up and be a big deal, and now he's just, one of those failed prospects, right?
Yeah, the Royals, man, they struggle with pitching prospects for a long time. Time.
The strength of those teams when they were really good in the late 2000s or 2010s rather was the bullpen, right? It was always the back end arms.
Bullpen, and they played like just that scrappy type of ball where it was just like, you had guys literally always getting on base, doing the right thing, minimal errors. It was just clean baseball. It's like, Salvy's heyday.
Yeah, they did actually Salvy's now. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I should say, Salvy's uprising to his peak. He's still getting there. Yeah.
But they did a full reset of that on the Baseball is Dead podcast the other day because I guess the A's were in Kansas City for the commemorative 10-year anniversary of the 2014 team or whatever. Nice. And they brought out Moose and Hosmer and all this sort of thing. They didn't have a guy hit more than 20 home runs on that team. I think it was Alex Gordon with 19.
I was going to say Alex
leader.
Gordon's there. Yeah. Yeah. 2014 Royals. I need to know that lineup because I know it. Yeah. I know it off my head. I just
Lorenzo Cain.
Yeah.
Who was playing middle infield though? Because they had Betancourt at one point, but I don't know if he was still.
Why can't I remember the dude's name? Ben R. I think. I can't remember his last
David
name.
Bednar, buddy.
I am. I got David Bednar on the mind.
You just got always thinking about David.
Oh,
Bednar.
They had Alcides Escobar.
Oh, Alcides Escobar. That's who it was. Yes,
and Omar Infante.
Omar Infante. Wow. Deep dive
Danny
to the Marlins.
Was that? Yeah, Moose. No. Yeah. They had I don't know how to pronounce Norichiki Aoki. Aoki, you remember he's an outfielder, and then Lorenzo Cain and Alex Gordon.
Former Brewer.
Yeah, and then they had freaking Gerard Dyson, that speedster who would come in.
Oh yeah.
Jeez, man, they had 12 dudes with 2+ WAR.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, so they were just a complete. They were just a complete. Everyone was slightly above league average team.
I'm thinking of Ben Zobrist. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He fits that.
Tampa Bay
he feels
Rays
like he's a
legend.
Royal. Yeah.
Yeah, this team was nasty.
Yeah. Oh man,
it was funny because they were a good team, but whenever I played with them on video games, I'm like, I never want to be the Royals. They're never fun. They're high rated, but I'm like, they're garbage.
I'm not here to get 15 hits. I'm here to hit 6 bombs.
Oh man,
we're hitting dingers out here.
Dude, the Gerard Dyson shout in the chat, Julian saying it, everyone's throwing out names and stuff. But the Gerard Dyson, they've had some iteration of Gerard Dyson on their lineup for years. They've just had the track star who has just been at the back end of their lineup come the playoffs. As
it was Michael A. Taylor for a bit.
Yeah, Terrence Gore, same thing. Where it was just a glove and a speed guy who would just be the pinch run guy. Yeah. Anyways, the strength of those was, hey, pour one out for Ace Ventura. That guy looked like he was going to be a stud. Gone way too long before his time. Unfortunate, but he was looking like he was going to be the stud front end ace of that staff for a long time. Speaking front end staff aces, we had a very mediocre first slate of pitching. The second one gives us some hope here. We got Zach Gallen out here, Nick Pivetta. We got Jack Flaherty, who has the highest strikeout rate and lowest walk rate on the slate, really coming back into his own this year. Trevor Williams has been going really nice, not giving up any form of power to right-handed hitters, which is super abnormal for him. I'm sure Nez can attest to that. And then we got Carlos Rodon, who is doing it in a different way than he has done it in the past, but is somewhat returned to form right now. And then Patrick Sandoval, maybe he can get hot with a changeup and not get murdered by the Yankees. Who knows? Nez, what's your immediate reaction to the slate in terms of pitching?
I mean, Jack Flaherty, man, you mentioned it. He's looking like a goddamn ace right now. Playing in Boston definitely is like scary, but a 7.5 run total here. My oh my, you don't really see run totals that low in Fenway. So I mean, I know that the Red Sox are down Tyler O'Neill, and the Tigers are the Tigers, but 7.5 run total seems a little low. So, and Nick Pivetta has not been like extremely sharp this season. So that has me wanting some Tigers in this spot, and Jack Flaherty, who still goes past pick 100, I believe, in the 7th inning stretch. And I mean, the velo has already, I mean, that's like the biggest thing for me is like that velo is up for him, and he's generating Ks at a ridiculous rate right now. And I mean, he just is one of the best pitchers on the slate, despite being in Fenway, of course. But it's notable that, like, I mean, all you have to do is have a pulse, and your ERA is like below 4 today in today's game. I mean, I don't know what they did to these balls, but they are dead as fuck. There's just like everywhere you look, the average like OPS in baseball right now is somewhere around like 730. It's bad, man. It is a really, really rough state of offense right now in the league.
Yeah, I saw something yesterday. I can't even attribute who it was from because I'm not smart enough to remember when I just read things on the internet. But it was something to the effect of batting average across the league is down 16 points, something like
Jesus.
that. Yeah, year over year to the same date. So it was like league average was like 236 last year. And then, right now it's like 220. It's crazy. So to your point, yeah, there might be, yeah.
It's crazy.
Blake saying there's ads in front of the stream now. I did not know that. I've never encountered that.
Yeah, I don't know that we've ever set those up. They better be giving us some coin for that.
Wow.
I wonder what the ads are. Oh gosh.
Well, if you're Blake, there you don't want to know.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There are some absolute names in the chat right now. Going back to that Royals conversation, Joe Blanton was on that team. Jabba Chamberlain was on that team.
Chamberlain. Oh,
great names coming out of the woodwork here. Some absolute ball knowers in the chat. Nez, go ahead and rank these front end pitchers for me. Is there anyone you kind of like disagree with at this back end? Like, what are you thinking for the slate?
Flaherty, Gallen for sure.
Okay.
The Mets without Alonso, even though he wasn't going all that well, just makes a ton of sense in Queens. After that, Rodon, maybe. I would probably lean Pivetta next.
Okay.
The thing with Rodon is like he's been fine, but not like dominant, and the Angels are just not that bad. So,
dude, they might be more pesky than the Tigers.
Offensively, probably. I mean, the Angels in this park. Here's the thing too. I feel like we have always said that like hitting in Anaheim. I know they're not really in Anaheim, but hitting in where the Angels play is like it's a hitter's park. It's been like that, but like there's a lot of numbers that don't say that, but it has been like the friendliest park to bats. This like one of the friendliest park to bats this season. So all that to say, like with Rodon on the mound, a little Taylor Ward action hitting right-handed off him could be troublesome. And then with Sandoval on the mound, I mean, I know Aaron Judge is good left or right, but I'll take Aaron Judge against a lefty all day too. So it gets a little dicey after this. I think Ray Kerr had a decent debut against the Pirates. I know the Pirates won that series, but
He's
interest against the Nationals,
Yeah, he's kind of like a 29-year-old journeyman who's just kind of like filling a role right now. Like at least the guy that they started yesterday,
Schwellenbach.
Thank you. He very interesting story. Did you see any of that game yesterday?
No, I just know he got lit up.
Yeah, well, the thing is he was going really nice for like 5 innings and looked half decent. He was a former two-way player, former shortstop. He skipped AAA. He's like young, good pedigree kid with like a big mix. But he had TJ the year after he was drafted, and he was only a closer / shortstop in college. And then now he's like big league starter, and he had only pitched, I think he's only pitched like 70 professional innings between single A and double A before making his big league debut yesterday. Pretty wild. Yeah.
Jeez, they're just like they're pulling out all the stops in Atlanta, man. They got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, they're just so hampered. Okay, anyone back here like Ray just feels like I will be targeting Nationals again today. I'm very comfortable. I know it's a scary matchup for Trevor Williams versus Atlanta. I will be going to Trevor Williams as like my contrarian pitcher just because of his ability to suppress hard contact. Christian Scott, decent prospect pedigree, but like that Arizona lineup has to round into form eventually. Not the best ballpark in the world to get going, but I will definitely have pieces of Arizona today. Your guys' eyes on any stacks that you guys like that are outside of like kind of like the front end obvious here?
Yeah, I'd have to look at these Angels once again, but I'll definitely be doing some Nationals. Going back to the Abrams well, no doubt, against Ray Kerr. Let me look at these Angels here
compared to yesterday. Like he was one of my favorite picks to click yesterday, and that's what led me to so much Lane Thomas yesterday, which kind of just was the trickle down effect of stacking success where you accidentally fall into Lane Thomas. Whereas today, when their ADPs flip flop, just give me that back end one-off CJ Abrams over and over again.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun today. Yeah, I'm going to do some Taylor Ward, but like the Angels as a stack against lefties is just not the best. We much prefer. Actually, Rengifo does seem to be better on the right side. It looks like. Am I wrong in that? Yeah. So, little Rengifo today with Taylor Ward seems fun in LA against Rodon, who's going to go every single time. I would assume. So that sounds like fun to me.
Like it. Yeah, Rengifo. I always say
soft G, buddy.
Yeah. I always say it wrong and then get ridiculed in the chat every single time. He's been going nice right now. I will be definitely going to like him plus Pilar plus Ward plus Logan O'Hoppe in the middle of that lineup. Joe Adell's come back to earth in recent memory, but you can still kind of make some concerted bets there. Neumy, anything to add to the slate, or should we rip a draft?
I got nothing to add, brother.
My guy just creates them. He does not draft them anymore. As we alluded to earlier, 4-person drafts, 120 max today. Beautiful structure. We roll the 101. I will ask you guys, is the 101 today Jack Flaherty or boom?
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge. All right. We just get it. Oaks, nice, Neumy. Great stuff. Hard-hitting analysis, Neumy.
I got nothing.
What are you even doing here, Oaks? Goodness gracious.
You just
does anybody work over there?
He's supporting the brand, baby.
Julian saying Mets explosion post worst team in the league scandal. Did you guys see the Jorge Lopez comments? Because he didn't say that they're the worst team in the league. He said he feels like the worst teammate. And he has broken English. So like people, in today's culture, You get the image graphics made saying he said that they're the worst team in the league. You get that circulating. You get like people with way too big of followings piling on Jorge Lopez. I mean, he did not act appropriately. And, however he acts inside the locker room is none of my business. I don't care that he was DFA'd. What I do care about is like people that should know better piling on when he did not say that they are the worst team in the league.
Interesting. Okay. To be fair, I just read the parentheses and didn't actually listen to the video or the quote there. So that's very interesting that you say that. I'll pull it up in a second here.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jorge Lopez has been around for a minute, right? Like he's a respected, kind of like trade at the deadline relief arm. Yeah. Did he act like a toddler by pulling out his jersey and throwing his glove over the netting? Yeah. But like, I don't know. The interesting sequence of events there. Did you guys see the check swing and stuff, like the sequence that led to it? Because I did see that.
No,
I haven't watched a single sport that isn't Minnesota and feels like years. So no.
He was screaming at the third base because it was I think it was a 3-1 pitch that he didn't get the call for, where the guy kind of like threw his hands at a ball that was like clearly outside. And then he was screaming at the third base. And then the catcher said something. I can't even remember who was catching yesterday, said something. And then he kind of like lashed out again. Like he doubled down on his previous. All right. So we got Aaron Judge here, a bunch of Yankees and bunch of Atlanta go in front. Zach Gallen feels nice here to me. And then we can build something else out. Or we could just go straight to Nats bats.
I would do Gallen.
Okay.
And then from here, is Abrams still on the board?
Yeah, he's buried a little bit. We could take Lane Thomas first, but if we want to just go ahead and get our guy, we'll go all the way down and get CJ Abrams.
Yeah, we'll see what T-Box does. Maybe he's chasing box scores. No, he's stacking. Or no, he's not. He's a little bit.
Double Yankees, then start out Atlanta. This is kind of like this is my first draft because I was doing the daytime diamond stuff before, but it does seem that like, exactly what we thought was going to happen is going to happen here, where like the chalk is going to condense around Atlanta and New York, and to an extent rightfully so, but like the scroll the F downs are just so much more powerful in the 4-person lobbies than even the 6-person lobbies in this style contest.
Yeah, it's really tough. If you're doing this at volume, it's definitely important to take some stacks and some teams that don't feel good. I mean, literally just like look at the teams that you hate and how would you build them if you had to, and do it, because chasing chalk will drive you crazy. And I can tell you firsthand.
That's how I won like all these non-ADP ones.
That's the only way that I've won. It's the only way I win.
When you sparked the when you're talking about and you had the whole scenario of what you needed last night, and you had this and that, like it's quite literally what I would remember when I'd be doing the playoff slates, which are some of my last ones. Which and then like before in the World Series, where like I would need Martin Maldonado, and at the time, at the time, like 8th or 7th, Chas McCormick, who wasn't there. It's like people are like, what? It's like Nez said, you just simply take a step back, you look and you go, I don't want to draft that. That's disgusting. Well, draft 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 because it's baseball. So like, I agree with you, because it's always just like, it's not the team that it's not the GMs. It's not even like this is pretty good. It's just like, it's like the nonsense that just seems to get there.
Lane Thomas goes in front of us there. I kind of want to do backstack Angels as the scroll the F down and do like Ren Luis.
It could not be an easier last name to say, dude. It could not be easier.
Ren Nifo.
It's just literally like substitute the letters that's confusing you and just put he. Renhefo.
You can't read. John Boy can't read, man.
Dude, that
someone
Canadian
save him.
education, you know.
I was just gonna say,
EFO. The GI becomes HE. And the crazy thing was, I was watching that ball game last night too. And I was like, oh yeah,
On
I
mute
obviously know.
on mute or something apparently.
No, Nez, I'm just not that smart. We got ourselves
this team is strange right now, huh?
Whose team?
Ours.
Oh, well, get ready to learn how all my teams look, bud.
How do we land this plane?
With
John has
like
50 different
1000%.
landing pads.
Yeah, Logan O'Hoppe for sure, or Eddie Rosario, or Jesse Winker. Jesse Winker's out here stealing bags right now.
Yeah,
You don't have to twist my arm for Eddie. You say Eddie Rosario, I say click.
Neumy gets.
I am okay. Neumy wants
Wait,
Eddie.
what are you gonna say?
Yeah, what was yours? You're more in tune.
I like O'Hoppe, but
yeah.
He homered last night, and he hit another piss missile in his last at bat there too. Okay, let's see if we can do this. We got 230 something people watching right now. Let's see if we can do this and fill a 7th inning stretch. There's more to draft on this platform than just football. We need 10 spots. 10 spots. We need $100 worth of players right now. 10 by 10. We only need 9 spots now. Let's do this.
I'm gonna
hop in
for the cause.
Okay, do it. This is my first 7th inning stretch.
You're not even in
Dark Sheep is in. No, I'm not in anything yet. This is my first one. I'm going to be live reacting to the ADP. Chipsy is in. Dark Sheep is in. We got 5 more spots. We're racking this up. Blake can't get in because he's watching baked beans ads on YouTube right now. 4 more spots. Let's go. Brad adding a little bit of context to the Jorge Lopez. He said it was weird because they asked him again to clarify later, and he said he meant both bad teammate, bad team. So maybe he did double down in the notion at a second press conference there. But yeah.
I think my point is that, you know, it was, if you listened to what he said, it was clearly like teammate, and
right.
It was hard to hear because the dude does not speak great English. So like like asking the dude to clarify comments in English is like probably not like the best. Like let's have him speak, like, you know, in a language that he speaks well and fluently, if he's going to get nuanced as far as like the team is bad. Like, yeah, the team is bad. He's not wrong. They're like, that's why they held a team meeting, because they suck. Like
all right. Here we go. 7th inning stretch. We got a little bit of who's who in here. We got Woo Woo J Train jumped in. We got Jacob in here with us. Atlanta Braves is in here. No Bo Sox. Dark Sheep. T Pastel. Oh my goodness. The CLT Go Blue. Michigan man himself hanging out. We got tons of people in here. Glad we could fill one of those so quickly on stream. And it worked out great, Nez, because you were on one side of the draft board and I am on the far other side of the draft board. Let's talk about your decision first here, because this looks very different than the Dinger Streets that we grew up in to start the season here. Shohei Ohtani at the 101. Juan Soto, obviously, pouring one out for our guy Ronald Acuna Jr., who is gone. But now we see Kyle Tucker pushing up ahead of the likes of Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge, and Yordan Alvarez. This is just a wildly different landscape. Are we being too reactionary, or is this correct, bro?
No, I think this is the top 6. I think is very good. I think these are clearly the top 6 best clicks in the draft. But Aaron Judge not being the number 2 in ADP is just absurd. He is hitting like prime Barry Bonds right now, and I mean
he's on fire.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Like just how good he is, and so I want him all the time.
Love it. Respect it. Neumy, you just dropped something in the chat there. By the sounds of it, you got to do some real work Now, before Neumy leaves, aka everybody else leaves as well, because he is the draw for this stream. Do us a favor, hit that like, that subscribe, that notification. I promise Neumy will be back. Neumy, congrats on getting married, bro. Glad you had a great honeymoon there. Any parting words for the people, my friend?
Nah, part 2 very soon.
Ooh, the tease, the nugget.
Come on, bro.
Give us one little thing to speculate on.
It has absolutely zero, negative 100% to do with a clock.
Wow. A fire tire emoji, not a fire clock emoji. It has nothing to do with
because they know that's what your teams are about to look
y'all
like.
Ever seen the movie Rubber? Well, just kidding. No, but
Robin is racing, baby.
Nothing to do with the clock, stopwatch, anything like that. But yeah, I'll let you make your pick here, and I appreciate you fellas letting me hop on and chat for a bit. So
yeah, man, always good to see you again, dude.
All right,
Keep up the great work.
Sounds good. Appreciate you fellas. Peace,
Neumy.
Peace, Neumy. Thanks, bro. Beautiful. I just made the pick right there. I just picked the most underappreciated player in all of baseball, Jose Ramirez. Man, we were getting a screaming discount on him. I know it's infielder eligibility, but we were getting a screaming discount on him in Dinger season there. Look at how different this looks than Dinger season, where we would just see all the outfield roll off the board. And now all of a sudden everybody's gotten wise to the fact that, hey, maybe these infielders are pretty good, Nez.
We were kind of talking about it, and I understood why people were doing what they were doing in drafts, but these infielders score a fuck ton of points. And if we knew for a fact that these guys were going to outscore the outfielders, where would they go? And now you see people react accordingly. How do you pass up on a guy with 600 points at this point in the season for an outfielder that only has 400? And, the projections are just so wildly in favor of the infielders. Take the best plays, man, especially when there's a lot of good outfield values later in these drafts.
That's the one thing
I think.
That's the one thing I'll add. I haven't pushed all the way through the draft board. As I said, I'm live reacting to what is happening here, but I do think having clarity and more certainty at what outfielders have playing time, what outfielders are, it's less speculative in this draft window, the back end outfielders, than they were in the Dinger. So the need to push them up right now isn't as great.
That also has a lot to do with it. And also, man, when you get to the second half draft season, you really start to realize there's the number of players that are really good, is just few and far between. And then once you get past that, the chunk of really good, it's now that we actually have data to go off of, it becomes pretty hard to make decisions at this point, who's real, who's not. It's very fun. I think in baseball, especially when you have guys that are going so hot, Jerks and Profar being one of the best hitters in baseball right now. What do you do with that data point? How do you? Where do we go from here? All right,
are we believing this?
Glass now here.
Yeah, so Nez becomes the first guy to select a pitcher in the Never Pitcher contest, apparently, because all the way down at 23. And I was going to ask you, first pitcher who goes off the board, who should it be and who is it? And it's Tyler Glasnow, who right now,
it's gotta be.
I said this a couple weeks ago. I think he should be the front runner for NL Cy even before Shota's start last night. I still thought Glasnow had been pitching better despite the numbers looking better for Shota.
Yeah. If you're a maker, you would be kind of foolish to put Shota ahead of Glasnow, but I wasn't paying attention to those markets because I'm not in a legal state. So
yeah, fair enough. Shota was ahead, so
that's crazy.
Weird. Yeah. And Wheeler was right up there with him as well. Just macro thought, because nothing's changed here with Tyler Glasnow other than the fact that we've seen it for a bit. This was always the thesis. The thesis was when he pitches amazing. Now, has anything changed in terms of we think he's going to get shut down, or they're letting him go deeper in ball games than we anticipated, blah, blah, blah. like, are we still scared of his innings ceiling?
I mean, it's definitely like it's always going to be scary, for someone like Glass now to potentially, have that injury risk. But when it comes to playing for first place, man, I mean, Glass now just has a chance to just absolutely lap folks, and I mean, it's different from this contest as opposed to dailies because while yes, these guys do not score as much as the hitters. But when you multiply their scores by 3, that expands the gap between Glass now and these aces versus like your replacement players. And like there's very few guys that have the ability to separate at their position like Glass now can. So I think it's totally warranted. And yeah, he's really, really good. And he hasn't even been getting like, call it luck, call it what you will, but his results could actually be a lot better than they are, which is kind of crazy. Like he's actually been giving up like more runs than I think that he will over the course of the rest of the season. So damn,
Okay.
dude, Glass now
Cool.
is plus
Glass now
750
SP1
for NL
on
Cy
redacted.
Young.
Wow.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I
mean, I'm not gonna not financial advice, but
yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that the risk is still there despite seeing it go well. Like nothing's changed for us in that regard. I'm kind of surprised he's SP1, but then when you think about our contest and you think about it through the lens of it actually just being a 2-week final sprint, if he does get 2 starts, he has the ability to lap the field, as you just alluded to. I just don't know how pitching healthy for the first couple weeks of the season mitigates the potential risk that he's part of like a 6-man rotation late in the season. Or yeah, it's just interesting how our mindsets change just because we've seen it now.
well, you need him for less time too. So there's less, like when you're drafting at the beginning of the season, there's a lot more risk.
True. Well said. Good to see Cody Bellinger back at outfield.
Yep.
Interesting that Manny Machado is an outfielder. I think Corbin Burns is a slight tier break here for me, so I'm gonna go ahead, lock up my first pitcher. A couple ADPs that are jumping out to me that are maybe not crazy, but like Spencer Steer as a 3rd-round pick. I love Spencer Steer, but that one's kind of wild. But he does now have outfield eligibility.
I don't think that Steer price is efficient at all. Personally, I think that's. I mean, I love Jacob, but I'm not touching Spencer Steer at that price. I mean, he's come down to earth in a very big way.
Yeah, I'm in lockstep with you there. Damn, I wanted Jazz Chisholm on the wraparound. I think Jazz Chisholm's quietly having a really nice season despite that lineup being awful, and there are some good backstack options for him. Man, you really do get froze out at premium outfield. Bellinger or Randy Arozarena? Let's go with the Randy bounce back narrative. He has looked awful at the plate so far. He is still putting together the counting stats in terms of not the traditional counting stats, just homers and steals. I think he's got 8 of each thus far. He's hitting second again today. They moved him down to 6 in the order for a bit there, but hitting second today against the lefty hopefully turns it around. But he's hitting under 200 right now. Are you worried about Randy Arozarena, Nez?
No, him, Jazz, and Reynolds are like a gift at this range where, you really run out of outfield options. Like there's no way I'm taking them over. There's no way I'm taking Michael Harris, Spencer Steer over those guys. I just can't do it. Randy's gonna get better, and the offense. I mean, they're not that bad of an offense, and I mean, you don't have to take Junior Caminero, but he is a boost to this offense once he does return, which he just hit the IL for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So he's not draftable here, but just because the contest is so short. But he does boost the other Rays who will improve. I mean, Paredes right now, dude. What do you think his ADP is in this contest?
164.
It's better than that. It's 147, but he's one of the best hitters in baseball right now. and add Caminero to that team. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it helps all of them.
Yeah, the Caminero one's unfortunate. 4 to 6 weeks on the IL now. Because he's tearing the cover off the ball at AAA, and
I don't know why he's not up.
All the exit velo data he is just breaking it. The one that I want to hit on that you brought up there was Michael Harris. I have reason to think his value should increase a little bit, and this is kind of like a palatable price comparative to where he was going in the dinger. I think he's fine. That was the one that you mentioned that I didn't fully agree with, because I do think there's a clear path for him leading off and or betting second now against righties, and I do think that boosts his value compared to when Acuna was there. Of all, like, losing Acuna from that lineup obviously drags down the net of that lineup, but if there's one person to benefit from that, I think it's Michael Harris.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It low key is good for him, but hasn't had a great start to the season, and he will improve, but
yep.
I don't have good vibes about the Braves at the moment, and I'm just a persistent, consistent Michael Harris fader. So just sticking to my guns.
Fair enough,
there.
Man. Fair enough. The chat hitting on the fact that we got a belly bomb in the first inning there, so people sweating the daytime diamond slate. We got a belly bomb, but we got the Royals have already scored 2 runs against the Twins here, whom I was kind of out on a little bit. I mixed in a couple Royal stacks, but I didn't think it was a great spot. It was, for my money, the worst park on the slate, and it looked to be the best, going against the best pitching option after we lost what's his face, but it was Vinny P, man. Vinny P home run. So good to see him coming alive a little bit, and he had the Q tag, so maybe a little bit of extra leverage there.
Hell yeah, let's go. I'm sitting in third right now on the web gem. Stop the count, people.
We already got live sweat data. Let's get in here. Live sweat data for your boy. Damn, nothing good going on yet. What did we do here? Oh, we got a Bellinger team there.
Is that a 20? Was the double play $25?
Yeah.
Damn it! That thing filled. I didn't get in there. I didn't even see it.
We got Vinny P in the web gem there. How are you beating us? We got Vinny P, dude. I thought that was all the leverage I needed. Q tag Vinny P.
Michael, baby. You got to stack them.
Yeah, I would never draft Michael Garcia. You're right.
You have fun staying poor.
Oh, I love it. Zach asking what's wrong with Yu Darvish. I mean, Yu Darvish, when he came back from the IL, went 20-something straight innings without giving up a run. And then I think it was 23 or 24. And now all of a sudden he gets hit hard in 1.5 starts. And I don't know, man. Like, he's got
hamstring tightness right now, they're saying too.
Yeah, like he still throws the kitchen sink at everybody, but he's just, he's a right-handed thumber now.
Yeah, I'm not taking him in these lobbies. He goes at pick 170, which is like very palatable, but there's guys that I like a lot more in the back ends of these drafts, like a lot more.
Checks out to me, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and take CJ Abrams here. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I really like him as a baseball player. I know he went almost a month between home runs, but man, he had 7 bombs there, and then he hit 2 after that month dry stretch. He's going to lead off every day. They got every reason. That lineup's getting stronger now that bodies are getting healthy behind him. I'm about it.
How about your boy Toolshed sitting at pick 66?
I was about to ask you timeline on him to return. Like, I think
he just played a rehab game. If you expand on his player card,
I had my homers in first game with Charlotte. That's all I need to see.
Yeah, he's one of the best values right now. In this, I have a list of some values that I like here, and I think Robert at 66, man, is that's a hell of a click, in my opinion.
Luis Robert Jr. Yeah, that one feels good. I mean, when you compare, I mean, Santander in that range feels fine. Taylor Ward feels fine in that range. But if you're going to get them for the same amount of time, Luis Robert is a way better pick than those ones. You're not lying about this Jerkson Profar all the way up here when he was swinging at first pitch fastballs over and over again and leading off and hit a bunch of tanks. And now all of a sudden he's the power hitter in the middle of that lineup hitting third. It's crazy.
Dude, he's having a hell of a season. He's walking just as much as he's striking out, difference of 0.9% there. He's slugging 500 with a 170 WRC plus, and his ex-WOBA is 375. Like, it's all kind of fair, it's like,
and to think nobody wanted him, dude. Nobody wanted him 2 years ago. He was a cast off. I mean, he was a former like 101 prospect on like all those lists, right? So is it crazy late that he's coming into form? Yeah, but that's wild. Huh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We got an Isak Paredes home run.
Let's go.
The parade. That's the fucking parade we need. That's our boy.
They probably bought me out of cash. Damn it.
Running in the first inning.
I'm dead. I'm toast.
Oh, shoot, man. Alec Baum, one of the RBI leaders there, paired up with Kyle Schwarber from Dark Sheep. Chris Sale has been lights out this year. He's all the way up to 56. I'm just looking at like some of the closing line value. Luis Castillo kind of in the same spot. Shota's moved up a ton. Paul Skeens has moved up a ton. Steers move up a ton. Jose Altuve's moved up a lot. Jaron Duran's moved up a lot. Just some of these players, whether it's true or false compared to the Dinger Streets, Nez. I'll let you make your pick here.
Yeah, this is a tough spot because I'm staring at O'Neal Cruz and also staring at Paul Goldschmidt, and it's like, it's hard not to go Goldschmidt, man. I think he's waking up. And
interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
The Cardinals in general, like they were deemed dead by Fangraphs. They put out an article, cute little thing. Cardinals are washed, they're cooked, and then like they immediately win like 3 straight series, one against the Orioles. Like they're waking up, unfortunately, for the rest of the league.
Yeah, I mean, Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt look like they've lost a step. Like they've lost a step in terms of like the hard hit, in terms of like some of the power profile stuff, but they're still quality baseball players.
All right, we're gonna do Aaron Nola there. That was an auto pick, but I'm not mad at it.
Fair enough.
I would have gone O'Neal Cruz if I had queued him up in time, but I'm just browsing on Fangraphs.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to look at some other ones here, like Wyatt Langford, kind of like, he pushed up into the 40s and 50s. He's back now. Now he's still at like 90 here, if people believe in that one. Brent Rooker has pushed up about 100 spots since the Dinger. Same with Jordan Westberg. Jordan Westberg was going undrafted in a lot of Dinger stuff early in the year. I mean, I like Jordan Westberg rest of season more than I like Colton Cowser, I think. So can't argue that one. Jacob brought up the Jared Jones one earlier, that he was going at like 160 back when this contest like opened, 160, 170, I believe he said. Now he's pushed up all the way into the 90s here.
Yeah, his start yesterday. Well, that's what's fun about these is like you get data points in real time. So as soon as a guy has a bad start, he immediately tanks in ADP. So Jones might fall like 20 spots here because he got lit up by the Tigers.
Okay, interesting. Good shout from yesterday. I did not see that because they weren't on the main slate. Ryan McMahon goes at 82. He was routinely going in the 180s. One of my favorite clicks in Dinger season. Him, Cronenworth, Mountcastle, all these guys that were going to hit in the middle of lineups that were just going way too effing late. Swing and a miss on Ryan Noda in that same vein. I'll take Logan Webb. He's just so safe, so consistent. Gives you an innings floor. And pitches, like when he pitches at home, he is one of the best pitchers in baseball. When he pitches on the road, he's serviceable. Like, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Him and Oracle is where it's at, man. He's awesome. But yeah, once you get him on the road, then he becomes a little more mortal. On Paul Goldschmidt, some arbitrary endpoints here, but dating back to May 12th,
Mhm.
it's about a little over 2 weeks, slugging 600. So
Wow. Okay.
he might be back.
That's what the kids will be saying. Hot is hot. Speaking of hot right now, Nick Castellanos is hot, and he's kind of like 5'6", 3 rounds past his dinger ADP. I think I want to get ahead at outfield. There's some backstack options there. I'm going to throw him in this one. I wasn't a huge
Castellanos is
guy.
I don't like Castellanos, but like it seems like the Phillies always have guys on base. So, a single is almost always a in play runs for any Philly. Like Alec Boehm is good, but like, you start to realize that you're playing fantasy when you see where these guys end up going, because obviously runs and ribbies are a part of the game that we play. And I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like kind of funny to it's hard to separate yourself when you're thinking about like good ball players versus good for fantasy.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Riz Ramon said he traded Seth Lugo for Logan Webb in a redraft. That seems like a screaming deal.
Wow. Yeah.
When Joe Ryan, now Joe Ryan, pick 89. There you go, GA.
That's a nice pick.
Gordon Westberg. Like he doesn't feel like. I'd rather have Mountcastle. Am I crazy? His ABs feel way safer.
I think Westberg's here to stay personally, but
okay.
What happened? Did he just get hit by a pitch or something?
Whom is that?
Westberg. He got hit in the hand. Yeah, but X-rays were negative. Thank God. Okay. Yeah, Westberg's pretty legit, man. But your Mountcastle call is aging like the finest of wines, though.
I mean, like some of these ones, like don't have to be like that hard. Like I don't think there was anything like overly sharp about like Mountcastle and whatever. It's just like I look at guys who won't lose ABs who are in the middle of lineups or could potentially be in the middle of lineups, and like him and Cronenworth and the aforementioned McMahon, and I don't know. Like I look at a guy like Westberg and I was like, is the ceiling higher? Probably. Is the weekly ceiling potentially higher? Yes, but like who is going to lose playing time sooner, right? Like I don't know. I guess it depends if people believe in Ryan O'Hearn or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just that the fact that they're putting him in there every day at DH is very, very nice. And
yeah,
the lineup isn't as crowded as like we were thinking it might be, just because Jackson Holliday's not been up, so that helps.
Yeah, but I still leave the light on for like Heston or Holiday or Mayo to come up, and I think the first at bats they take are away from middle infield there that aren't gunner, right?
Those guys are getting traded.
Interesting. So you think O's go all in and they trade someone like that? Ooh, Nolan Jones going at 102. Just started a rehab assignment. Nice pick by Jacob there. If you are a believer in Nolan Jones, a former 3rd round pick in the Dinger Streets.
Yeah. I hope he turns it around.
Yeah, me too. I mean, oh my God. For real? There goes my I was like, oh, this is the perfect Lane Thomas is going to come back. He's going to stack up with CJ. This is perfect.
Look at how crazy these ADPs are, because nothing is set in stone. Like you go from pick 97, 98 to 110.
Yeah.
Because everything is so ambiguous right now. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, baseball definitely comparative to football, like doesn't stay as tethered, right? It's definitely a get your guys kind of drafting scenario.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Joe Adele at 121.
See, that's just not something that I'm going to do.
I will click Joe Adell's name 0 fucking times.
And aren't you like the
0.
Joe Adell guy too? Like,
I was the Joe Adell guy back in the day. Like I
like,
thought
whenever
he had
didn't cost a 10th round pick.
yeah. Like we were taking him like late there. I'm gonna go ahead and take out Yandy Diaz here, stack him up with Randy Rosarena. Decent discount stack there, just because they've both been underperforming. Two guys that I really liked inside my top 100 at the start of the season.
Yeah, so we are at we're in the pick 110s here. Some guys that I liked value wise, I liked Hunter Green and Grayson too. I know nobody likes drafting pitchers, but you have to at some point, and you might as well draft some good ones.
Yep.
So Hunter Green, I think, has like that type of ceiling of glass now, of just like having double-digit Ks, like actually in his like true range of outcomes there at any given point. Is pretty decent. And Grayson just getting docked because he was on the IL for a little while, just through 10 Ks in his most recent start. He should be fine, I think.
All right.
And Lane Thomas goes pretty early here too, huh? After that last game.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying, that I really wanted to pair him up because I had CJ and he went one pick right in front of me there. I mean, Lane Thomas was really good last year, man. Like, he started off the year not great here. I was thinking about some other guys who might potentially be coming back or that we just don't know about to like add here. Like Josh Lowe just went on the IL with an oblique. Like, is the contest too short to start gambling on stuff like that? Like, I think about a guy like Matt McLean. Like, when's Matt McLean coming back? Can we put him in this contest? Yeah. When's Kershaw coming back? When's Robbie Ray coming back? Like, guys like this that, can we start firing bullets on this, or is the contest window just too short to eat zeros?
I mean, McLean, dude, has an ADP of 238. So
yeah,
that seems like something fun, considering.
Should have kept that one in my back pocket, eh, Nez? Well, Sharp John boy should have kept it in his back pocket.
I've got him written down, man, and he's throwing. So I mean, that's good. I mean, that's a big time shoulder movement. So
how about a cheeky backdoor red stack of Noelvi plus Matt McLean? Your last two picks.
It can be done. There's worse picks on the board.
Yeah. There's the aforementioned Josh Lowe going there. So
yeah, I got to think about this one here.
118.
We'll do Vinny P. Some old habits die hard.
I'm straight. Brenton Doyle with a notable ADP way up here.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But a guy who contributes multiple categories, 14 bags already, plays in Coors. I mean, he had a stretch where he was hitting high in the order. He was hitting like second or fifth on each given days, and now they got him back down to like 8. But him, Hunter Goodson, some of those guys.
What do you think about Springer? Yeah, he's about to come back. What do you think about this Springer ADP, dude?
I mean, like, it's obviously a discount. He's been awful this year until they moved him down to the 6th hole. I mean, that whole lineup's been bad this year, but they moved him down to the 6th hole, and he came alive for the last 2 days. I guess 2 of the last 3 days in which he put up scores north of 18 fantasy points. But I don't know. I'm kind of souring on the Jays, but our thesis is just held true with them in a big way. They zapped all the power from that lineup when they effed up the ballpark in Toronto. Right-handed power just does not play in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's even one step further. Like, I don't even the ballpark doesn't help, but like Vlad just like is not lifting the ball, man. And
well, that was his issue too, right?
Yeah. I mean, he is rocking a 136 WRC plus, thanks to the fact that he's like, still putting balls in play, but like he's slugging 412. He's kind of doing like I'm trying to think of a comp for him. Like, he's walking a lot and he's putting the ball in play, but he's only slugging 412. Like it's sort of like Soto without like, you know what I mean? Like it's sort of Soto-esque whenever Soto wasn't hitting nukes, like
Yeah, I
it's
know what you mean.
very interesting.
Like the on-base skill is there, but like it's not giving us much from a fantasy output standpoint. Just gives you those 6 points over and over again. I
Yeah.
did see someone the other day. I want to say it was Tuma. I was trying to quickly look before. It was Tuma or somebody who uh, juxtaposed Davis Schneider versus Vlad since Schneider
Yeah.
got called up of last year, and Schneider's been better. Like just whoa. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna add our boy Esoc to this Tampa
Damn
Bay
it.
thing I got brewing. And Ben, Jeremy Pena has the 3rd highest average in baseball in the American League right now.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
He's hitting 4th in that in that lineup for whatever reason. Like Bregman's not doing anything. Bregman might low key be a trade deadline candidate if he keeps going poorly and Astros keep going poorly, but because he's on an expiring deal. But I think they envision locking him up. No, but Yoshida down here might be coming back. He wasn't doing much before.
Yoshida's a terrible pick.
But I mean, maybe I can wait on.
I like Jimenez, man. The Guardians are just like kicking ass right now, dude. And
yeah,
they don't even have Steven Kwan in there, the heart and soul of this team.
It's true, man. Get a little stack off the Jose stuff, and they hit 2-3 over and over again. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, Jimenez is a nice pick. I'm surprised that he isn't going higher, considering like people were really excited to take him at the beginning of the season, and he's not playing poorly right now. So I just find that interesting.
Yeah, that was one of the stacks that Sam Olsen was on all through Dinger season, where we just kept seeing him. I mean, you were all over the Naylor stuff too, but just kept seeing him pair together like Jimenez and Naylor, or Jimenez and Jose, or whatever. And that one's turning out great.
Yeah, so much of my Naylor was naked.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's fine, man. It's fine. Like it doesn't have to be tethered to something. Like raw points can get you there. And like Naylor kind of fell off a cliff the last like 2 weeks until the 2 home run game at Coors, but here come the peaks and the peaks and valleys. He's still been a valuable asset thus far. Josh Young, I don't know when he's going to start a rehab assignment, but I imagine it's going to be soon. Although wrist and hand stuff really scares me for power potential.
Yeah.
Like that was the thesis with Fernando Tatis Jr. when he came back after that half season miss one. Chipsy alluding to the fact that we could get some pitching back in Tampa. Shane McClanahan. Yeah. Spring.
Wow, could you imagine?
Yeah. Rasmussen. Like that would be, those are some elite arms that are available at the back end of drafts. Nez doubling down on his Mitch Keller stuff.
Oh, absolutely, man. This is the range for pitcher right here.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely some names I see here. I did see a negative report on Sanga the other day. Yeah, likely out till the All-Star break still.
Yeah,
I guess
that's a given.
Yeah.
He did make a progress in his rehab, but like the Mets are just so bad right now. I wonder if they'll trade Alonso, to be honest.
Yeah, same situation as Bregman, obviously a higher profile player, I guess. I don't know. Would you, if you were the Mets and you're this bad right now and you're on such a slide, would you trade Pete Alonso, or do you just have to go like?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You
can
get a lot for him.
Yeah. It's easy for us to say as like, fantasy bros sitting behind our computers, because like we don't know. We always lose sight of the fact that like, what does he mean to that community? What does he mean to that team? What does he mean to, you know what I mean? Like it's
right.
It's hard to get a pulse check on that.
Yeah, but it makes me think that like if you plan on giving this dude the money, like you can probably trade him and still sign him, like the old Aroldis Chapman deal.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, just trade him, get some assets, bring them back right away. Kind of shady, but
I don't know if they would ever do a deal with the Yankees, but Rizzo is fine, not great. They're a team that seems to be kind of going all in, so to speak. I don't know how they don't maybe give the Mets a call.
There's another team that is currently leading their division who really lacks pop at first base. All right, let's do the Bobby Miller thing. What do you think?
Yeah,
he's coming back soon. I was looking at it the other day. He's already had 2 rehab starts, I think. 1 or 2 rehab starts. So
yeah, I like that.
Okay. One guy that I was out on in the preseason that I'm slowly coming back on to right now with this next. Oh, he went already. Woo Woo took him already. Walker Buehler. Having seen it now a little bit, his ADP is bad.
Yeah, he's pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
The crap, there's an ADP. Oh, I was gonna say you may have noticed, or maybe not, the lack of Acuna in our player pool. Neumy slapped him with an out tag and removed the ADP. So, doing a favor.
Sorry, who was that?
Ronald Acuna.
Oh, I did not see that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was sitting at the top of queues, and it's just better for the games if you just there's no need to leave a landmine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. Good shout there. I think I got to do the JT Realmuto with Nick Castellanos thing here because
dude, he's a value.
Yeah, I'm not a huge proponent of taking catchers in these contests. We talked about it all through the dinger stuff there, but JT's a beast and he's been hitting second in that lineup.
Hitting second in that lineup is super, super valuable, especially when he can actually do some damage himself. Like JT Realmuto can get hot, man. And you just got to catch that in the weeks that matter the most. But at 172 hitting second for the Phillies, that's crazy.
Yeah. I can't address Razor Ramon's in the chat here. I know what you're saying, man. I can't address it right now because it's I was keeping this one, I already gave away some of my big sharp picks early there, but I was keeping this one in my back pocket for
You think you're the only one who knows who David Fry is?
He's my secret stack with my Cleveland stuff, dude. I can't be shouting it out.
Oh man, we love David Fry, man. He's a beast. Even though he cost me some money yesterday, I needed 2 total bases from him. He only gave me 1. Son of a bitch. But
dang,
it's all right. I'll never hit a pick him as long as I live. Not without your help.
This is a good shout from Chipsy here that JT won't be hitting second once Trey Turner comes back. That's a really good shout. That's actually kind of scary that the Phils can get even better when Turner comes back, right?
Yeah, that's obviously super true.
Yeah,
but he'll do enough. I still think, regardless, being pick 172.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Ryan Jeffers, we kept noting the. Oh yeah, sorry, make your pick here.
No, you're good. You can talk.
Okay, Ryan Jeffers. We kept noting the fact that his on base plus slug was up in the territory of Ohtani, Soto, and I can't remember who the fourth was that we kept mentioning through the first month in a bit of the season, and now all of a sudden he's on one of the colder streaks that we have seen in baseball. So Ryan Jeffers really pushed up here, but he may not be what Willem Contreras is, or he's a fine right-handed hitter who hits at the top of the lineup, but I think he's overpriced, especially the fact that he's a catcher.
Jeffers, you were talking?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's fun in dailies for sure, but
yeah. Nice little Michael King pick from you there. It hasn't been going amazing recently, but getting some Ks for sure.
Yeah, I was debating Mackenzie Gore too.
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't say his name because that was the one that jumped out to me when I just scrolled this list. I mean, he has been really nice. If anybody watched the start yesterday against Atlanta, I think he had 10 Ks, 9 Ks, 10 Ks. I guess you can't see on here. I mean, he has yet to have a start this season, Nez, where he has given up more than 3 earned runs.
Really? That's a
Yeah.
fun stat.
John Boy's got some nugs here. A couple. Not just Nez nugs around here. I got a couple.
When I feel like looking at a leaderboard every now and then.
Dark Sheep takes Mackenzie Gore after we share our glowing reviews. There's a couple more in the chat here that was interesting. Okay, let me make a pick here first.
Okay.
Cedric Mullins. Interesting. I mean, he's kind of been bouncing all over. Now. He's been bouncing all over the lineup, but when you just compare Cedric Mullins to like the outfielder names that are behind this, I think I'm just going to take him, dude.
Go ahead.
Like, I don't think
I think it's interesting where you're at, but
okay. Well, we'll take this one first, and then you can tell me the name that you think's interesting after, or you can just tell me now.
Yeah, is this guy in our streams? He might be. Okay, he takes Tyler Estrada. Very fun. What do you think about Cassis being all the way down here? He's like nearing a return. You may not need him, but
I think that's a good shout.
Dude in the 10th round.
Yeah, I think it's a good shout for sure. I just don't think it pairs well with my team right now, and I want to leave the light on for some backstack potential. I think I'm going to take JV.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one.
I really like your season. I really like your shout. I have 6 infielders already, and I do think I needed some pitching there, having only 4 and one of them currently being on the IL. No, I think that's a really good shout, Nez. I think Cassis is definitely undervalued here. There's no reason to think he won't return to that lineup and immediately hit 4th again.
Man, there's been homers all over the place in this short slate, dude.
I was going to say before it started, and it's kind of irrelevant now that it's already taken place. It does feel like a one-off kind of slate opposed to the onslaughty stack, because it did feel like bad pitching across the board. Whoever gets 6 points from their pitcher and nails like the 4 home run hitters all on the same lineup is what's going to win the slate. You just get that feeling with some of them. The afternoon slate doesn't feel the same as that, but that's how I felt about the morning one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree. Like Langlier's just hit a dong, who, by the way, is like free in the 7th inning stretch.
Shay, dude, I love Oakland right-handed hitters when they face a lefty. Like, just the combination of Brent Rooker, Shea Langoliers, and then sometimes JD Javis draws in there.
JD.
But like Abraham Toro or Miguel Andujar, who people forget was going to break camp with them as their everyday 3rd or 4th hitter at the expense of Esteury Ruiz at the start of the season there. They basically sent down Ruiz so that they could have Andujar there, and then he got hurt. So, I mean, they had plans for Miguel to be a big part of that team early in this season. So the fact that it shouldn't be shocking anybody that he's now in the middle of that order.
No, they're holding their own offensively, which is cool. I've talked a whole lot of shit on them to start the year, and they they're holding their own. It's you love to see it, truly.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't deal Mason Miller. I think it's just such a fun story.
I know.
Keep him at the back of that end of that pen. Like, people forget. Hey, people forget. We are the guys who told Carabas about Mason Miller on this very show. Rewind it. We are the OGs. First week of the season, we're talking about how bad the A's and Tigers and Rockies could be, and we're like, hey, but at least there's some fun guys to watch. Brent Rooker, Shea Langoliers, Mason Miller.
he admitted it when he said he'd never heard of this dude, and hey, you heard it. You heard it with us, baby.
Baby.
It's not your fault. We put you on. All right, this is officially scroll the F down range. If you are familiar at all with the mantra, we've been in this range for a while. So let me go and get my guy Joey Musgrove going at pick 190.
Okay.
Had a
Yeah.
nice start in his last outing. Like, I just don't believe that this dude is washed. I just think that it's just been a lot of misfortune as far as why the sentiment is what it is on him right now. I think if you get him going and actually, he remains healthy, he's gonna be somebody that we target in dailies.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't shake the fact that I've called him Joe Duskgroove so many times that
Well, it's not your fault that's just such a good nickname. I mean, maybe he should get a different last name.
Joseph Duskgroove it the third.
It's too good.
No, I think he's a good pick in this range. Like, I'd rather have him than Senga, that's for sure. But that's just kind of me being bearish on Senga. I'd rather have Brandon Pfaadt, I believe. Still, I would rather have JV. I would rather have Brandon Wu or Brian Wu. Brian Wu pitched really well on the road trip, most recent road trip in New York, which was obviously a tough start. Pitched really well there. So yeah, I like that one.
I did not realize how close Jeffrey Springs is to returning. I mean, good Lord.
Interesting. Okay. Give me a little timeline or a little.
Well, as of 3 hours ago, he's throwing.
Okay.
He's throwing lawn toss from 90 feet. Well, I didn't realize he was making rehab starts, and he got removed from the second one because of lat soreness. But 5 days later, he's throwing. He made it about 45 throws without any issues. We're still not sure when he's going to resume. But yeah, it sounds like he's going to be here in time for the 7th inning stretch.
Interesting. Do we like him more than Charlie Morton, who gave up the most runs in his entire career last time out? Nathan Eovaldi?
I mean, I think you shoot the moon for Springs, right? Like,
okay, I'm down with it. I mean,
it's
interesting. Yeah, no, I think those two pitchers look a little underpriced to me right now. Like, I would rather have them than some of the names that were going above. What do we think about Tyler Freeman? Do we think he's going to continue? He probably doesn't lead off when Stephen Kwan comes back.
I think he's a platoon risk.
Okay.
But maybe I'm mistaken on that. I just think the Guardians are very Twins coded in that, like, they just platoon the shit out of their guys and it works. So why would they not?
Yeah, that's fair. Will Brennan stacks for me. Luke Rayleigh's been going nice. He stacks for me. Did Eloy go yet?
Come on, man.
Is that insane?
Yes, it is insane, dude. He's never playing baseball like more than 10 days in a row ever again.
Okay. Brennan or Freeman?
Freeman.
Okay. We could also do the other one I was thinking was Winker. Stacks with CJ Abrams might continue to hit in the middle of that lineup.
Winker's probably going to get traded to a better situation too, I would think.
Really good shout. The risk in him getting traded though is he becomes a platoon piece, right? Because he doesn't hit lefties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like some of these guys you want to like stay in their landing spot, right? Like you want them to stay where they're at.
That's true. Yeah, because he's not really losing.
Okay, I got a couple questions for you. The Springs one, are we concerned at all that the Rays are 10.5 games back right now? They have 2 absolute wagons in front of them in the division. Like they could definitely be playing for a wild card. They're 1 game below 500 and 1 game back of the Red Sox right now. They could be in that gross like AL West coupled with AL East wild card shit mix. Is there any risk that they just pack it in and they just go, no,
definitely.
we're not? Okay, so like that makes Springs even higher risk.
Yeah, like especially coming off Tommy John, like they're probably going to be taking him, being very cautious, like almost certainly.
Yeah. I'm regretting the Springs pick. I think it's fine.
Shoot the moon, man.
Yeah, shoot the moon, I guess. I don't know. But like how much better is Springs's weekly ceiling than that of like Nathan Eovaldi? It's probably not that much better. And he's going to be ramping back
it's hard to
up,
say. It's
Yeah.
really hard to say just because like Springs was a monster.
Yeah.
All right, John, look at the queue real quick. Pop quiz. How do you say this guy's name at the top of the queue?
Pages. Yeah.
No way.
I know.
How do you know that?
I watch
Who
enough.
Who told you how to say
baseball.
Andy Pages, man?
I watch enough baseball, dude. Come on. Can't catch me slipping like that.
That's Andy
the only
Pages, dude.
The only one you can catch me slipping on is Luis Rengifo.
Rendifo. As you like to say.
Gavin Williams coming back there. So Woo Woo J Train thinks Gavin Williams coming back. He was going way earlier in the Dingers, and they're in contention right now, and they probably need some back end starting pitching. Chipsy, a man of his word, going with the Noel V. Marte pick there. That 80-game suspension is going to be coming to a close in 20-something games, probably. 18? We got to be at like 60-something right now.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not really interested in Noel V, but yeah, he could be a spark. A little worried.
Yeah, that could be a good one. I'm seeing a Ben Brown mention in the chats. I really like this pick from Atlanta Braves here. Adam Duvall, man, has all the runway in the world right now. He doesn't have the platoon risk unless it comes with Jared Kelenic, I think. But I think he's going to play almost every day in right field. They'll leave Kelenic in left, and then I think maybe they'll do something where they go out, and I suggested go out and get Eddie Rosario, go out and get Kevin Pillar, get one of those two guys back who they lost in the offseason there to be the platoon for one of the two players between Kelenic and Duvall. And I think Duvall feels like a screaming value rest of the season there. Like we know what his ceiling can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him and Kelenic right now, I think both have a lot of runway. It seems like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just a Kelenic hater, I guess.
No, I mean, it's understood. It's just like they don't really have a whole lot else that they can do.
Who do you like better, Jesse Winker or David Fry?
Probably Fry.
Okay. That makes us have like a mega Cleveland stack here. Freeman, Fry. This might just be wearing off of the fact that they're hot and they just came out of Coors. So my peanut-sized brain is like, hey, they just played at Coors and scored a bunch of runs. They're going to score a bunch of runs in this contest.
Of course.
And I might just be a fucking idiot. But
no, dude, David Fry is like, I mean, you've seen the numbers, right? He's, just on the whole, not even like looking at splits, man. David Fry, 208 WRC plus with the 600 slug. And I mean, like, this is kind of like what he's done, at all levels is he's been a good hitter. Last year, only a sample size of 58 games, 113 plate appearances, but was an above average hitter, and he plays catcher. So, I mean, it's more valuable in real life, but really up the walks. Like the walk rate is definitely unsustainable. It's at 16% right now, but I mean, he's a legitimately good hitter. Ooh, those are some fun names.
Yeah, I was just thinking about a low-owned stack partner. Sorry, I was listening to you, but I was also trying to think through my decision. The other thing was trying to stack like Cedric Mullins there too. I was kind of leaving the light on in my mind for like the Eloy one, or like Gavin Sheets has been kind of nice recently to go with the Lou Bob there. I turned this into a 6-7-7. I'm not sure. Maybe I should have added another pitcher to this now that I was thinking about it. But yeah, man, baseball's deep. There's a lot of fun names that are still back here.
Dude, yeah, it's really fun. Like if you kind of grind these ADPs and really see like what's available in these late rounds, like it makes me want to draft like a lot more of these. Like right now I'm just in a bunch of slows, but I would love to do some more fasts.
Where's my guy Max going? Oh, Max did get drafted. Jacob took Max Scherzer. Yeah, man. Javier Assad, who has had the lowest ERA in baseball amongst all starting pitchers since June of last year or something, is available in the last round. Whether you believe it or not, obviously Wrigley's going to heat up in the summertime here, and maybe not the best place to pitch, but like Christian Javier, big strikeout upside for isolated starts. Chris Paddock, if he was mowing right now, like literally like right now, instead of giving up a home run to Vinny P, maybe he gets drafted because he was going good earlier. Alek Manoah news looks bad. Left yesterday with the elbow tightness stuff. That looks bad.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. It really looked like he was starting to figure shit out.
Yeah. Robbie Ray, the Giants are in second in their division and could contend for an NL wild card. Pitches in a good park, could be back after the All-Star break. Maybe that's a little thin. Christian Scott, decent prospect. He's pitching later this afternoon. Wow, Hunter Brown. I mean, like, I'm not ready to give up on Hunter Brown entirely. Not to this extent, I don't think.
Do you think Jesse Winker's running so he can get traded?
I think Jesse Winker is one of the more polarizing players in baseball. Just the way that he left Seattle, the way everything happened. I think he wants a paycheck. Yes. I think he wants to leave. Yes. But I can't figure that dude out, man. I cannot at all.
Like, this is insane, man. He is nearly doubled his career total in steals this season.
Yeah. So him and the other one was Yordan Alvarez. I said that one to you last night. It's like Yordan Alvarez had 2 career steals coming into the year. He's got 3 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone tweeted that yesterday. This is not my information. I read that. Yeah, but
before we wrap up, John, we got to check the Underdog Drafts account on Twitter.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Jacob, we'll see what the broken wrist theory is here, because he has Encarnacion Strand, Friedel, and Josh Young on the same team there. That's crazy. Yeah, JP Sears without an ADP. We are in fact down bad. We could do another portion of a show later where we'll look at our dingers and go back and laugh at our exposures and call ourselves fish and stuff like that, and see if we got anything good going on there. But that was my first where'd it go? That's Thursday slate. Second half. That was my first 7th inning stretch, and that was a lot of fun. And I do think there are some values in quotations available out there. We named a lot of players there that we thought were mispriced or whatever. Corbin Burns, Logan Webb. It was a 6-7-7. Sorry. Corbin Burns, Logan Webb, Framber Valdez, Bobby Miller, JV, Jeffrey Springs, which I kind of wish I had that pick back. It's a fun ceiling play, but I kind of think, just given how short the contest is and the fact that he might not pitch at all this year, it's kind of a little high risk. Jose Ramirez, CJ Abrams, Yandy Diaz, Isaac Paredes, Andres Jimenez, JT Realmoto, David Fry, Julio Rodriguez, Randy Rosarina, Lou Bob Jr., Nick Castellanos, Cedric Mullins, Tyler Freeman, which is probably a bad pick. I think Will Brennan is probably a better pick.
You think so?
I think those two might turn into a platoon once Stephen Kwan comes back. I think the left-handed side of that platoon is better. They got Estevan Florio as well. Floria. He is a monster left-handed hitter who hits tanks but hits under his weight kind of deal. He feels like a platoon partner. Don't love that one. But then Mitch Garver, one fun little nugget, caught his first game behind the plate in a long, long time last night. So if he starts ramping into full-time DH, which is what they signed him for, and he gets to spell the off days of Cal Raleigh behind the plate, hitting in the middle of that order could be going nice. He did actually hit 8th last night, which isn't great to see, but just, I don't know. Could do a fun one there. Okay, so GA alluding to the fact that the UD. Oh, sorry, Ness. Read your team, dude.
All right. It's all good.
I forgot
Yeah,
that we
we went-
both drafted.
I did. I know you kept saying we. I'm like, brother, I'm your enemy here. 767 here. I took some good pitchers and went outfield at quantity like I typically do. Glasnow and Nola for my anchor aces there, with Mitchie Keller, Justin Steele, Michael King, Joe Dustgroove, and Christopher Sanchez. Old habits die hard.
That's right.
Trey Turner, Paul Goldschmidt, Vinny P, Rhys Hoskins, Luis Rengifo, for those who are having trouble with the pronunciation, and Shea Langoliers for my infield there. Interesting group of guys, but a couple buy low targets there. And then at outfield, just piling it on. Aaron Judge is my anchor, with Brian Oatmeal Reynolds, Michael Goody Trout, Brent Rooker, Alex Verdugo, Lars Newbar, and then Andrew McCutcheon to round things out there. I like my team.
How do we feel about Michael Nelson Trout? Obviously, he's going at pick 50, which is a stark discount. He was playing very well before he got injured there, but nobody was on base for all those home runs that he was hitting. But he was on an absolute tear. Do we think he comes back? Like, obviously, this price tag implies that he comes back, but are you comfortable getting overweight the field on Michael Nelson Trout?
Yeah, I'm kind of shooting the moon just based on what dude, Mike Trout, just in like the short period of time that he was playing, which like was not very long, put up 292 points in our format. Manny Machado has
tell John Boy, buddy.
I mean,
my highest owned player.
Cody Bellinger has 60 more points than him. Like it's crazy how hot he was to start the season. Anthony Santander has 100 more points than him. These guys are not outscoring him by much. So just like what you get if he's healthy and you can, just get him back in time. I mean, if he doesn't play until the playoffs of this contest, then it's Jover. But just trying to sneak him in, man. I'm shooting the moon.
All right. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna go. I think like just in terms of like there's no one who offers a higher ceiling in that range. I'm trying to even think of a player that could possibly have his ceiling that goes in that range. And if we treat this as like a 2-week sprint contest and you build out with 7 outfielders, it makes a lot of sense to take the gamble, especially when you took anchor Aaron Judge, right?
Yeah, that's my thinking.
Yeah. And then you got a little stack in there with Luis Rengifo. Some other interesting ones in the chat here. Hurston Waldrip could be up here for the Braves soon. Their top pitching prospect, former first round pick there. So that's a name to keep on the mind. Yeah, we saw Shea Langoliers go at the end there. The tired Henry Davis, don't remind us. Wired was always Shea Langoliers, the lefty killer. Love that. Okay, Nez, we will tie a bow on this show right here as soon as I look up the Underdog Drafts account, because we have the aforementioned tease that Neumy dropped at the beginning of the show coming out. We have a payout structure and we have all the information. Perfect. The marathon cumulative scoring contest, as we kind of guessed, $15 price point, 2 million in prizes, $300K for first. So a absolute marathon, weeks 1 through 17 included in that one. From just off the cuff macro strat thought, Nez, floors not roars for this one, or what do you think?
I've never been too good at cumulative contests, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I've never been good at any of these contests, so that's.
I think can we scroll in the marathon? Is scrolling the F down powerful in the marathon? I think it can have some benefit if you end up getting a unique piece that can contribute to a team. I think if I was drafting the marathon, I would do like the easy approach and be pretty concentrated in my teams and just try to just get a lot of shots on goal. You can make a lot of money by doing that if you're right. That's the caveat. Got to be right.
How much do you win when you win? That is the ultimate. How much do you win when you win contest? Because if you stay concentrated, as you're alluding to with your portfolio, it just gives you the opportunity to be way up there or way down there. It gives you a polarizing range of outcomes. So yeah, we'll definitely talk through a bunch of strat associated with that. Some good off the cuff there. And then the sprint. This is
this one's fun.
Okay, so we advance 2 out of 12, weeks 1 through 14. So that's the standard archetype for the contest on the platform. But the wrinkle is it's cumulative scoring weeks 15 through 17. So week 15 matters, week 16 matters, week 17 also matters, Nez. So that could be very fun. It's a $50 price point. Wow. That's a cool mid-tier one that we haven't seen on the site before. Not sure how many entries it is max, but if that's like, I don't know, $50 price point, like 25 max entry, that could be a really cool.
I bet it'll be 150.
You think it'll be 150 on the 50?
Yeah, it's $1 million in prizes. I mean, that's 20,000 entrants. So yeah, it'll be 150. Not that I'm going to 150 it, but I think it will be. This one, I'm very, 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 very intrigued. This is for the losers like me that have never been to a finals. Well, I've made some playoffs. Baby. I'm in the finals no matter what. So this, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. I love what they've done with this. So you have your traditional best ball contests. We have the sprint and the marathon, just so many different sweats going on at the end of the season. That is going to be a ton of fun for players and also for us as, content creators. That's going to be a ton of fun to follow along with and talk about. So super, super stoked. Hats off to the team over there. And I mean, dude, that's no joke, man. $1 million in prizes for the sprint, $2 million for the marathon. I mean, they are laying it out there.
Yeah, they're absolutely pumping out some big time contests. Love it. My mind instantly goes with this one with the cumulative scoring is what teams play each other twice in the playoffs, like in terms of like game stacking and correlation, like what team plays each other twice in the finals and also is in like a decent game environment. And then you just look at the thing that I was using from weekly winners there and from the schedule, like what implied game totals will all be like teams have like north of 48 or whatever in that stretch, right? Like I'm looking at the schedule right now. Like I see Minnesota has 2 dome games and 1 nice weather game, presumably. San Fran, Rams, Miami, Detroit. Like you don't think all 3 of those could be shootouts? It does put a more of a premium on like the onslaughting of super teams or teams that we perceive could be super teams. Right?
I agree.
Like the Lions, like the Niners, like the Miami, Buffalo. Those all feel like teams that could be like the highest scoring. So it puts a premium on overstacking those teams, I think.
Yeah, no, I that was exactly where my mind went is like, this is, and I like the onslaught. So this is definitely more of the onslaught favorable contest, I think.
Yeah. Love it so much. All right, Nez, let's tie a bow on it. Appreciate this, these new structures from Underdog. Appreciate Neumy coming on to tease us, give us some insight on his life, that sort of thing. Despite my shirt, go Wolves tonight for Neumy's sake. Best of luck to everybody in the Daytime Diamond. We will be in the MLB streets the remainder of the day. We will keep trying to fill some of these 7th inning stretches because I had a lot of fun doing that. Tomorrow we will be back, but it will be for the badges only, members only, behind the paywall. We got to keep our premium community happy. We got to make sure we're giving them just content there. It feels like it will be a good MLB slate tomorrow because today's kind of like the off day. Yeah.
Tomorrow will be a fun one. If we get this this baseball contest filled today. Got some work to do. It closes at 5:57, so we got time. Then we might see the return of the 5K to first, which would be dope. But we got, we got to do our part. We got to do our part. Got to earn it. Neumy's got to earn a little bit of money for this company. So let's get this rake paid so we can start getting the big boys back up.
Love it, man. All right, if you guys aren't playing on Underdog Fantasy, use promo code MLB at sign up, because this is in fact the Underdog MLB show. Yeah, that gives you 50% match deposit up to $500, so you can get $250 in bonus site credit there at sign up. That's 10 BBM drafts that you could do alongside us right there on the house's dollar. Seems like a good deal to me, Nez.
I would do it if I could.
I
would be a first-time depositor again. Oh.
All right. Any parting words for the people, Nez?
See you in the lobbies.
See you in the lobbies. Hit that like, that subscribe, that notification, that follow. Give us a retweet. Give us tell your friends, man. Just fucking tell your friends, man. We're trying to grow Underdog. We're trying to grow our channel, and we are back all the time talking shop, regardless of sport. On behalf of Nez, Neumy, myself, everybody's favorite time on the show, the end. Peace. Enjoy ship chasing. I swear I pressed the button.